Not trauma. It's actually deep-rooted biological fact. Like women want men that are pre-selected by other women. It's a safety.
Yes, literally.
It's a safety mechanism.
That's why I literally, for my homeboys, I'm always a wing woman. Like I'll be like, oh, whatever, and 5 seconds later, these 3 women are there. I'm like, okay, perfect, bye. Like literally, like. I mean, a hot woman will make a guy look.
It's simple.
They don't want you because of you. They want you because of me.
No,
okay?
they want you because they know you are likable, and they know someone else might get you. So that you're like, hey, let me get the goods before someone else does. I don't know if it's really that good, but I gotta get it before someone else does. So
it's simple, ladies. Like women want to be with guys that other girls want to be with.
Facts.
I mean, you go to a nightclub
Facts.
where all the girls concentrated in the VIP with the 2 guys there and 30 girls, and all the other guys have the scraps. It's been that way since the beginning of time. I don't know if you know this, patriarchy, right? Since the beginning of time, women have only procreated with about 40% of men, whereas 99% of women have procreated. What does that tell you? Women, they fuck with a small percentage of men. So women want men that other women want. It's not her having trauma. It's her deep-rooted female biological instinct to want a man that is pre-selected by other women. I mean, we gotta. Like, I get it. I can tell you adhere to certain, social justice warrior traits and everything else like that, which I'm not knocking you for, but I always say reality does not conform to social constructs. And what I mean by that is society wants to tell you men and women are the same. We're 100% equal. You can do anything a boy can do.
Society wants to not tell you that. That's what you're learning. That's what you're preaching.
No. It's actually the other way around.
You're trying to hold up what society is saying.
Can I finish? And then you can 100% give you a chance to make your point. We live in a very politically correct world where we tell men and women are the same. Little boys, you can be anything a little girl. We tell little girls, hey, you could do anything a little boy does, etc. We're very different. Like, as a matter of fact, me saying this stuff right now, we've gotten canceled off TikTok, etc. for talking like this. Like, when you acknowledge...
Because TikTok is run by China that likes to control.
Which proves my point even further that we got kicked off a platform that is made by China, which teaches traditional gender roles. Proves my point even further. But anyway, continuing on. Yeah, I mean, we're taught in a world nowadays that men and women are the same, and they're really not at all. So go ahead. What were you going to say? I mean, if you're going to argue a point, then argue the point. Sure, I'm here to listen.
So who's going to take me out to dinner?
Hey, yo,
don't bite.
Well, she can take you because she relieves inequality.
Hey, yo, no, thank you.
No, bitch, I will. I mean,
honestly, she does though.
Yeah,
she does.
For real, I'll take all you girls out to dinner. I don't give a fuck.
But here's the
I would
thing.
rather take a girl out to dinner because these guys are obviously not treating them right.
Wait, what?
If you're in a controlling relationship, please come this way. We will teach you how to not be in a controlling relationship and make a lot more money than these dudes that are controlling you.
Your voice.
I
don't know if are you referring to like guys in general that control, or are you talking about us? I'm confused here.
Plants can't eat food.
You're not in a relationship.
Plants can't eat food. Fresh, but plant food.
You're funny.
So,
plants actually do eat food.
Yeah,
so anyway, but what was there anything there I said that was incorrect or whatever? I mean, as far as like men and women are different, you're saying that society teaches us what I'm saying? I respectfully disagree.
Okay, that's where you learned it from, though.
I mean, the education system is run by women. If you go to a college campus right now and you say the type of things I'm saying, you're going to get kicked off campus.
As I feel like
cricket
should not continue to preach that.
But that proves my point that we live in a world nowadays that the female way of thinking is the correct way of thinking.
But not really. Also, because I'm sorry to interrupt you, but because in the Congress or like in the Senate or whatever, that's mostly run by men, no?
Old men, yes.
Usually
that should have been gone a long time ago.
And the vice president is a woman. So I mean, like, guys, we can sit here. We can sit here and argue and everything else like that about, things aren't equal or whatever it is. Like, I would say in today's day and age, the reality is this. Women have all the privileges and accesses that men have. And on top of that, you guys have certain accesses and privileges that men don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have more rights as a woman nowadays than as a man. Women are winning.
I'm winning. I'm for it.
Women are winning. So I don't know why the complaints
So tell
about
us again what we even need men for. I'm real confused.
Dream work makes the dream work.
Whoa.
We need your sperm. We can just like get a little syringe for that. I think.
Whoa.
So
Well, I mean,
if I'm
Praying mantis style, y'all
I
just
need a
use men
man.
for sex, get their sperm, kill them off. Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet.
No, no. I need a good
Wow.
man in my life.
Whoa.
I think that's just your opinion here.
Yo.
Because you're shooting it very far with that one.
Ooh.
No.
She's trying to kill it.
Question. Are you familiar with the term
I'm about to
misandry?
kill it.
No, I said praying mantis style.
Okay. Are you familiar with the term misandry?
No.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not surprised. Okay.
What is
so,
that? I want to know.
Maybe later on I'll do any of you know what misandry means?
No, explain.
Oh, so
Okay.
no.
Do you guys know what misogyny means?
Yes.
What does misogyny mean?
I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but I know what it means.
What does it mean?
I'm not like good at it.
Okay.
All right.
I know
So,
I'm not like good
anyway.
at explaining. Like,
Lauren, you want the
Okay.
definition? Sure.
It-
Show for the chat. You know what? Fuck it, Lauren.
no,
Fuck it.
you're right. I
Sorry,
don't have a
sorry,
thesaurus.
I'm doing it for the chat.
You guys are
Misandry. Okay. The dislike of contempt for or ingrained prejudice against men. All right, cool. And then we're gonna do the sister term, misogyny, which everyone throws around nowadays. Dislike of contempt for or ingrained prejudice against women. So the same exact thing, basically whatever. So it's
That's
pretty.
what I assumed it was.
The comment had a little bit of misandry in it, but that's fine. We ain't gonna say nothing about it. So, I respectfully disagree. Women need men to survive.
Huh?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I think it's a symbiosis. Men need women just as much as women need men.
Let me clarify. Men need women to propagate a society. We do not need you guys for survival.
Men need women for reproduction.
Yeah.
You cannot have no kids without sperm.
The
At all.
entire
You can't have no kids without an egg.
well,
Exactly.
here's the thing, ladies. Let's say all the men evaporated right now. Within a day or two, the infrastructure would collapse. The power grids, all the jobs that keep the world the world running the way it is with the first world is dominated by men. Women do not work these jobs. 99% of inventions created by men. I'm not saying men are better than women. It's just that when it comes to survival, you need men.
But I also feel
That's
like
why a matriarchy. That's why you can't tell me a matriarchy that stood the test of time. It's because they didn't have men to protect them. Therefore, they were killed by the men.
Yeah, they controlled the men. There's actually like a famous prostitute that like took over an entire kingdom and controlled all of the men.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Yeah, of course you don't.
I'm gonna try to
There
find it.
is no matriarchy
But, like,
that stood the test of time. It's probably
look
a
it up
fiction
right
novel.
now. It's an Asian prostitute that literally took over an entire kingdom.
Okay, I know someone in the chat's gonna
With
fact check
sex?
that one.
Someone definitely
A
gonna
female?
search it.
Yes, 100%.
An Asian woman that's a
An
prostitute
Asian
that
Look it
took
up.
over an Asian
prostitute
kingdom.
woman
Look it up.
That took over
That's
a
definitely
kingdom.
fiction.
Look it up.
All right,
It's definitely
Look it up.
fiction.
I also
anyway.
feel like men are given more opportunity from birth. Like you have more opportunity than me. You definitely have more
How
opportunity
so?
than her.
How so?
As a man,
How
just
so?
period. As a man, you have more opportunity. Like don't men get still paid more on the dollar than women?
Yeah, that's still a fact.
That's
okay. That's false for real?
That's 100% false.
They changed it for real?
The wage
Yeah.
gap based on gender is 100% false.
That's
You
so
dead?
bad. Nah, I've never seen that shit. Everyone gets paid the same at this point. Like if you enter a job and you have
I don't know.
if you
I've-
enter a
I've-
job and you have a certain type of status in that job for how long you've been there, that's depending on how much you get paid. Otherwise than that, just because of you having a dick and balls, you're not getting paid more nowadays.
I've seen women like how you said at what's it called, construction plants or whatever. They won't get paid the same as a man.
You triggered my
because they do more.
So,
I know.
But that's
that's what I'm
construction.
saying.
I'm just gonna,
Construction wise,
But
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like
I'm just
okay,
going to
so-
debunk this right now. There is no wage gap solely because of gender. The reason why women earn less money than men, well, number one, that the 80 cents on the dollar, 70 cents on the dollar that feminists like to spew all the time, that comes from all working men versus all working women. They don't account for career worked, hours worked, degrees, experience, danger of job. They don't account for any of that. Just all it's just basically all men that are full-time and all women that are full-time. So that's number one. That's the number one issue. Number two, women work jobs that are less strenuous than men, less physically intensive. That's fine, but those are the jobs that tend to pay more, dangerous, strenuous jobs. Number two, women work less hours than men on average. Women take more vacation time than men on average. They're less likely to argue for higher wages. They're more agreeable. They're less competitive. These are all things that are ingrained biologically in women. So it is what it is. Like women don't earn less money because they're women. They earn less money because of choice. As a matter of fact, let's take it a step further. College campuses now are dominated by women. Like almost 3/4 of college campuses are run by women. So women nowadays, especially, have more chance to make more money than men, but they still don't. Why? Because they don't want to go into STEM. They want to go into jobs that pay less, social work, etc. Men dominate STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Women dominate jobs that are less paying, sociology, teaching, education, etc. So, and here's another thing. You go into Scandinavian countries, right? Jordan Peterson talks about this. Shout out to him. That's one of the most egalitarian societies we have, which means equal. And the women, when you and they showed that when egalitarian is at its highest, the genders actually go into what they want to do even more. Men tend to be more interested in things. Women tend to be more interested in people. And unfortunately, the jobs that are more interested in people don't pay as much because they're not as necessary to the infrastructure. So it's not that women get paid less because they're women. They get paid less because of life decisions. And as a matter of fact, it's illegal to pay women less because of the Labor Act from the 70s.
From the 70s.
Well said.
Yeah.
All right, and here's some facts.
It was actually the
Dorkhead.
female pirate Ching Shi, but
Thank
it was
you.
her husband who controlled the pirate fleet, Xing Ye. Okay.
All right. So,
Thanks for that, Dorkhead.
There you
I
go.
knew someone was going to fact check it. But yeah, the wage gap myth.
Teamwork
it
makes
is
the
a myth.
dream work.
Huh?
They just even said it. Teamwork makes the dream work. She
There you
did not
go.
do that shit alone.
Yeah, you
Right.
can't. So yeah, the wage gap myth does not. It exists because of choice, not because of a woman being a woman. It's illegal to pay a woman less. And just let's use a little bit of logic here, ladies.
Bing bong.
If I owned a business, right, and I can get away with paying a woman 80 cents on the dollar, I would never hire a motherfucker.
Exactly.
Exactly.
What-
You're saving so
Let
much
me-
money.
Let me say it another way. Okay, so I'm going to school for X-ray tech, right?
Yeah.
And I was just in clinicals like a month ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, whatever. So I was placed in clinical on a clinical site with this what's that word? It's not coworker,
Colleague.
colleague,
Mhm.
whatever. They sent a colleague with me. It was a boy or whatever. And like sometimes I would go grab a patient. Hey, what's your name? Your name is da 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 da. When's your birthday? Whatever. And I would start asking them questions like, oh, what's the reason for you coming in? Da da da. And I'm talking to you. I'm asking you these questions, and it's this, that, and the third or whatever to him. And I'm like, but I'm the one that brought you here. It's me. Hello, look at me. And it's like, they just look at men first. Like people just look at men first to talk to them first. And it's just like,
That has nothing to do with pay,
hey.
though. The
I mean, no,
discussion was
yeah,
about
I'm not
pay.
saying, I'm not now. I mean, obviously
that's
that you've made
your-
your point. Now that you've made your point, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something else. Like,
And as a matter of fact, they did a study at Google, and they found that the women actually get
Made
paid
more.
more than the men.
Yeah.
okay, but now I'm not talking about that. You've made your point.
Okay.
I listened to your point, and
Okay.
you made your.
So you're
made
saying
a
that the
point.
guy got preference over you at X-ray facility?
That's your experience.
Not an X-ray facility. I just mean like period. Like I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to give you a conversation. I'm asking you questions, and you're answering him. He's not even talking to you.
Okay.
I'm talking to
Well,
you.
I guarantee you, if let's say that person went into a daycare and they were going to leave the child, they would be more interested in speaking to you and not the guy.
I mean, that's probably true.
Men and women are different.
Bing bong.
They are. I never said they weren't.
So, I mean, that might happen. People might have ingrained prejudices and or sexist ideas in their head where they might want to talk to the man instead of the woman.
And they do. What I'm saying is that they do a lot more.
Okay.
Than you know.
Well, welcome to reality. Reality is sexist. You get into nightclubs for free,
I
correct?
understand.
Well, a
not
woman
all
just
the
showed
time.
us that she can make $45K a week on selling farts.
Not all
Reality
the time.
is sexist.
But not all the time. I don't get into clubs all the time for free.
Why not?
I don't know. 'Cause I go late.
The point is that
Like go late.
Like, yeah, I'll go late.
the point
Like,
is
what
that
fuck?
the
It's like 1 o'clock.
opportunity,
Whose fault is
I'll go
that?
out
the
1 o'clock in the
opportunity is
morning or
afforded to you
whatever.
It's all
because
about
you're a
the
woman.
choices. You see, we all got
Like
choices.
you're
today.
missing the point. The opportunity is afforded to you because of the fact that you are a woman, which in itself is sexist. So what I'm saying is that sexism exists. It's a part of reality. There's certain benefits that you get as a woman that I don't get. You don't have to enter into the selective service, but I do. That's sexism. No one bats an eye. But if a woman like doesn't get preferential treatment, that's sexist. I mean, I don't know. I think it's crazy. I think reality is sexist. It is what it is. You just gotta take the punches, and
Yeah,
it is what it
because
is.
what the fuck are you gonna do?
We get hit with sexism too. It's just that men don't complain about it as much as women do. Like men just accept it. Like you ain't gonna get in the club for free, bro. You ain't gonna get the same level of girls that a woman can get as guys. It is what it is, man. Like
Bing bong.
yeah. Anything else?
No?
No. Did you have something?
No, that's true.
Do you believe in the wage gap as well?
I mean, you stated the fact. I'll
Right,
believe
what
your
am I
fact.
supposed to say to your fact? I don't got no facts.
I don't
You
know.
got the facts.
I don't have the facts, but I mean, I know a lot of successful women, so I would hope so.
It's fantastic. And women, I predict in the next 10 years or so, women are going to out-earn men.
I hope
Probably.
They're gonna what?
They're
So.
going to
I'm
out-earn
sure
men.
that.
I predict in the next 10 to 15 years. That's actually very bad.
Isn't there a higher population of women now?
Yeah, there's more women than men.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a big problem right now.
I predict, like, here's the thing. I know you're saying that's awesome, that's great, but for most women, that's actually really bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Because as a woman earns more money and becomes more successful, she is not capable of dating below her socioeconomic status.
That means a lot more single moms.
Or lesbians.
Or women that just won't find a guy. There's going to be more single women.
Cats and dogs.
Yep.
Best and Chewy.
There's going to be a lot more. They predict over 50% of women are going to be single in the next 10 years, which I predict as well, because women are not capable of dating down socioeconomically. Men are, however. So what I think is going to happen is you're going to see a lot more guys with multiple women. Is what you're going to see. Women are willing to share guys at a certain level.
Bing bong.
All right, Super Chat.
What'd you say?
Bing bong.
I said women are willing to share men at a certain level. Just because you don't remember.
That's why I didn't say nothing.